So it has been a while, a while, while, and let's get the camera right. I have not been here. I have not been posting on this account. I have not been doing almost anything social media wise, just because I've been prepping for Comic Con Cape Town, which happened from the 30th of April to the 3rd of May, and I had a bunch of art that I still had to get done. A bunch of things that still needed to, in my mind, like be fixed, perfected, quote unquote. Um, and so I was kind of just like, I have my routine, I have my way of doing things, but the social media and the posting does take a certain level of planning, of time, of thinking things through. I don't like to just post. I know like this type of content is a bit easier to plan, it's a bit easier to figure out. I can literally just talk like this, minimal cuts, and then just post. So this will kind of serve as an update on how life has been, how was Comic Con, all of those things. I'll do proper videos that go into depth about my experience this year, how it's been, how it is in a South African version of Comic Con. It's not as crazy as it is overseas, but it's still amazing. It's still super cool to go to get to be a part of, to get to showcase my artwork. So yeah, so stop posting, stopped with the live streams just for a little bit, just to focus on getting artworks done, getting pieces done. And also just like, hold on. Okay, I don't know if I'll be able to get it, but yeah, no, not today. But I'll put it on the screen. It's framed currently, but working on the biggest piece that I've done, which was a massive Resident Evil 8 artwork depicting all of the villains in the meeting of Ethan Winters. It was very fucking cool. One of the coolest pieces I've worked on, and I like to do massive pieces like that. I like to do big artworks. Ever since I started doing them, I've kind of just wanted to continue and keep doing bigger, more detailed artworks. So I think that's going to be the direction moving forward. So initial thoughts were prep was good. I managed to get as much artwork done as possible, kind of also just making sure that I'm not just getting artworks out to get them out. I wanted to take time on each piece. Like I had a few A4s that I wanted to focus on. And even though it's an A4, it's not an A3 or it's bigger or anything, it still should take the time that it needs. And you shouldn't compare it to bigger artworks. It is an artwork in itself. It demands a certain level of, it's going to sound cheesy, but it demands a certain level of respect, of giving it the time, giving it the patience, thinking it through, figuring it out, all of those things, just like the big artworks do. It takes some technical level of skill, it takes everything. So I just had to give it a bit of a break, bit of a pause, and now I'm going to make a return. So hopefully I'm going to be kind of slowly coming back and then ramping it up. I've got some ideas of more content, more things to talk about, more things to draw, and I'm kind of not pivoting, but I think I'm like switching things up a little bit in terms of what I would do or my planning towards next year's one. Because I'm always thinking of the bigger picture. I'm always thinking of like in a year's time, 2 years, 5 years, how would my art look? How would it be perceived? How would people take it? How do I want to develop it myself? And when you go to a place like Comic Con where there's a multitude of different artists, there is people who follow your work, people who support your work, people who have been following for a very long time versus people who have just found your work. And so you get all sorts of different perspectives and experiences, thoughts, opinions. When I worked on the Resident Evil piece, just to break away, I'll talk about this more in depth, but You know, sometimes you work on a whole different variety of artworks and you think that there's certain artworks that will do well, and then it's the complete opposite. It's the ones that you did that you didn't think much of, but you still poured the same amount of energy in, that did amazing. I was getting a bit ahead of myself, so I had to take a bit of a breather, quite literally. Um, but all the excitement, all the chaos of Comic-Con, it inspires you, it motivates you as an artist, it makes you think more about what you do, what you produce. And I know, like, people are kind of divided about turning art into a business, but you know, it's one of the main sources or big sources of income of the year. I would say it's one of the biggest events that we've got this side for artists. So from the business side of things, you kind of learn also how to talk to people, how to sell, how to communicate um your stuff. You know, I would love to get to the level where my stuff is so good that it doesn't take as much effort. Like, I'm not taking my artwork and shoving it in someone's face, but I'm also trying to, like, create an environment where I can have conversations with people in order to see the store, in order to see how it stands out, in order to grab attention, in order to be present in showcasing the artwork, in showcasing my work, and talking about what's going on, what was my thought process, the actual technical process, all of those things. So yeah, there's a lot to think about, there's a lot to focus on. I feel like there's always more to draw, more fandoms, more movies, more series. You know, as more things come out, I also want to just produce more, create more of the new stuff, of old stuff, um more original stuff. I haven't done almost any original stuff in a very long time, and I think we need to bring that back. I need to start focusing on more original me type stuff. Um, so I need to figure that out as well. And, like, this video kind of just explains my head, the aftermath, the trying to figure out what is the next steps, what are we doing, and it's taking that amalgamation of different thoughts, of ideas, of everything, and just kind of trying to compile it into little bits and pieces so that I can process it and take the necessary steps. But I'm alive, I'm well, back in the gym, let's go. Um, Back to taking care of myself. Not a lot of long nights drawing yet, because I'm trying to give myself a bit of a break. I drew practically for an entire year ever since the previous Comic-Con stopped, so I decided I'm going to give my wrist, my hand, just a slight break. Um, and just, I'm still sketching, I'm still drawing, um, but I'm not going as hardcore just for a bit. Um, and then slowly but surely it'll ramp up. And yeah, so kind of excited on what's next, kind of excited on what's to come. This has been my third Comic-Con. It's going to be my fourth one coming up, and things have been going on a steady incline, and I want to keep that trajectory. I want to keep pushing. um More than ever, this has made me feel like this is something that I want to pursue, that I want to be my main thing, and it is demanding. I know most people don't think much generally, or don't have an idea of how demanding art is, especially when you pursue it fully. It is extremely demanding all the time, um, just like anything else that you would take serious, just like any other career that you would focus everything onto. Um, and I expect nothing less of it. So just got to get back into the craft, and give it my all. So for those of you that are wondering where I am, what's happened, that's kind of a little but chaotic explanation, but a little bit of where I've been, what I've been doing. If you check out my Instagram, it's literally my name with a full stop in between. Then you'll see I've been posting about all the work and stuff that I've been doing. So if you want to have a closer look, you can check that out. Apart from that, I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.